Hello and welcome along and welcome to this first look at Purbeck Valley Farm. This is a map by Tommx55. It is available for PC and Mac, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And yeah, as you could probably see from looking around here, if you're familiar with it, then this is an updated version of Nayswell Farm, which Tommx created for the for FS 15 and 17, I believe. Definitely was in 17 because everybody was playing that map. Lots of people have been waiting for this map, and it really does look gorgeous. First impression absolutely is that it looks brilliant. There are 4 farms, an arable grain, a dairy, a sheep, stroke chickens farm, and a piggery. We will tour around all of those. It has custom ground textures. The animals are all built into the map, and I ran a quick test. If you start this in new farm, if you start this in Farm Manager or start from scratch, the buildings all remain, but the triggers all disappear. So beware, if you're going to start in anything other than New Farmer, you will need to put in your own animal areas, and you can't put them where the existing ones are. So yeah, the other, actually on a side note, in both Farm Manager and Start From Scratch, you also get all these vehicles. So you get none of the animals, but you get all of the vehicles. So I think this map, to me, very much is a map you'll want to start in New Farmer, and then maybe customize your game if you want to set up a Start From Scratch or a Farm Manager type game. It's yeah, for those 2 modes, I would say are not fully set up on this map. There are 81 fields, ranging from large to small. So you can see the largest map, the largest field on this map is probably 26. Looking at this, I think 18 might give it a run for the money, but certainly those 2 seem to be the larger of the 2. Smallest field looks to be about either 69. 41 would be a good contender. 67. So lots of really small fields if you decide to start on that smaller side and customize a game to be a start from scratch setup or a new farm manager setup. There are multiple forests. We can see several dotted around the edge of the map. Nice big one at this top corner here. And there are a sawmill, a large BGA, stock market, and a train. And there's a whole load of lighting adjustments on here, which all look... Actually, the lighting on this map looks absolutely brilliant. Really loving this. I've given it a quick test in seasons as well. Can't see any issues on there. It doesn't specifically say it is a seasons ready map, but I can't see anything that stops you playing it with seasons. For example, had a quick look around, could not see any broken trees or bad textures or anything like that. So yeah, while it doesn't say it's seasons ready, it does at least appear to be. So yeah, I don't know if any of the barns have seasons masks or anything like that in it. So yeah, it's possible it may be, but there is no mention of it on its listing on the Mod Hub. So we're going to have a drive around. We're going to drive around in the Landy here that we've got for this. Of course, this is not something that comes with the map. This is my normal vehicle for this. And we're starting off here. This is the cattle and the... this is the cattle yard, sorry. And this is where you start off. Now, you start off with 2 yards that you own on here. You own this one, and you own the one down the bottom here, down by field 67. You actually own no fields over this way. So you've got a whole load of equipment down here. And to farm it, you've got to come all the way up here. And it's all grass fields, which is intriguing. You start with no arable fields on this, as far as I can see. It's all this, unless these fields... No, because there's no crop in these fields. Let's have a quick look over here. So field 36, there we go. Field 36 is cultivated. So that is, as far as I can tell, the only arable field you start with. And as I said, all your equipment is quite a long way away. So there's a huge amount of transport you have to do to get any of your equipment up to do your single field, which is a little bit odd to me. Makes it a little bit hard to initially play. Lots of great detail in these yards, though, as we would come to expect from this map maker. So this is our cow farm, and being our cow farm, we've got our point for our milk there. We've got, I would guess this is where we unload our cows or purchase our cows. Yep, so cow purchase point here. Gate does not close. So interestingly, it looks like our cows have free reign out of the farmyard. That can't be right. So that is the cow field there. Do they come... Yeah, that is the cow field, completely open here. And we seem to be unable to close any of these gates. Oh, wow. I remember this pit. So this is the slurry pit. Deep and a little bit scary. Very, very big slurry pit on this farm. But yeah, you cannot stop your cows from escaping your shed. Interestingly enough. That does not seem to be a closable gate. Lights in the barns, although can't see what that controls. That one controls there. Yeah, I can't see the lights that switch controls at all. But yeah, we've got an external light out here. Do you know what? It's interesting. In the short time that I've sort of driven around this map. What did that open? That's opening this. In the short time I've driven around this map, I have found just there's a few niggles. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful, and there's nothing functionally wrong with it at all. I've got no functional issues with this map. But there are a few little items like that, more cosmetic stuff. So the whole thing of I can't actually shut my cows in is, yeah, it takes me out of the realistic side of this a little bit. Yeah, the fact that this is, and there's no cattle grids or anything up here, unless I'm missing that. Yeah, so there's nothing. It's all a bit. There's a great level of detail to a point, I think, is probably my best description of this. And these are little niggles. I will say at the moment, these are absolutely little niggles. Nothing that I found that absolutely causes an issue. We want to head out this way. I do like how tight these roads are and how high the hedges are. Absolutely brilliant, that is. It makes it feel properly like an English map, and this really does. It's set in South Dorset. In Dorset, which is in the south of the UK, and it does have that atmosphere about it. Absolutely does. These nice little single track roads. This is one of the farms, so this has the chickens in there. You've got several small housing bit there. We've got the sheep, and I think it's the sheep in here as well. Again, nice tight yard. Really loving the look of this yard. That, I'm guessing, is where the sheep, wool will spawn, and I would guess this is our sheep purchase point. Yep, there we go, sheep purchase point. So again, I don't know actually. That there is an enclosed area for the sheep. We've got feeding trough. We go around the side here. Again, we're fully open to the sheep. So This is, as I said, it's a minor complaint, but it just doesn't seem like this is a fully working farm. Where is the gate? I feel like I'm being too harsh, but I feel like the sheep can escape from this. I feel it very much. But otherwise, I am liking this yard a lot. It looks gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous little yard. Lots of detail, lots of little bits and pieces. And I do feel that I would like the equipment that's stuck down the far end of the map. I think it would have been better to have had it here at the sheep farm. I think this would have been a better place for it to have been. We've got lots of stuff like this now. There's something I've been looking for on maps recently, and we're just going to trundle up here. Farm tracks, making the farms feel like they're connected, and this is a great example of this. Absolute kudos for this. I love the fact that the fields you get to on farm tracks for the most part on this map. You come off the main road and go through like that and have that kind of stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really love that kind of detail. Again, it feels very much more British as a result of that, I think. And what we're going to do is head down this way and head along this road here. And just follow it round, because we have got some sell points down here. And we can get a feel for the windiness of this road. And sort of how much you have to... Yeah, this is a really windy road. Really, really windy road. Just going to pop in cab. And just gives you a feeling of, yes, this is what it feels like to drive down a British farm lane. Absolutely does. I do love that about this map. So there is a lot to love about this map. There's an awful lot to love about this map. The lighting looks great. The detail looks great. I am liking it a lot. We're going to go down there in a moment. I just want to pop up here. So again, we've got stuff connected by farm tracks like this. And I want to go and look at the woodland area, because anybody who's seen any of my previous map first looks, I like to look at the woodlands and see how much detail we've got. So we've got a woodland to our left here. There's quite a bit of detail around it, and underneath. Good amount of underbrush and bushes and things. And I think... Okay, so that is... We do have a woodland up the top here. I don't know if it's supposed to be a woodland area or not. Okay, as we get closer, yeah. And yeah, there is a fair amount of detail in this. Really, really cool. We've got a track up the middle. And yeah, and it's not all just cuttable trees. It's yeah, a nice mishmash. And a good set of detail like this. And yeah, feels like driving through woodlands that we had on my dad's farm. Especially the sparser bits. I like this. This is cool. This is very cool. So let's head back down to the main road and head down in towards the town. And look at that view coming out of here. Through the trees, looking out at the map. That is very nice. Again, good level, a good attention to detail on some parts of this map. Really, really nice attention to detail on some parts of this map. And again, and like this, I would think I'd like to have seen more of this bumpy road going through the forest, maybe. To see it at the end, yeah, I kind of feel that you'd have a lot of that going through here. So back out onto the road and looking down the valley, and that is a brilliant, brilliant view. So yeah, kudos for that. Absolutely great view and a lot of detail to this. And that is the weird juxtaposition on this map, I think. Is that some parts of it just have this wonderful level of detail, and other parts of it I kind of go, well, why isn't that Why is that missing from it? But they tend to be, I will say that wow, that's a wonderful attention to detail. There's far more of that than the stuff I'm going on. Why is that wrong like that? We are just going to follow this down and round here. I do love these roads. A little bit of repetition going down that hedge there, but nothing major. And we're going to head out this way because we have got a sell point up here. Again, nice detail down here. Looking good. And we've got, I think it must be a road tunnel or something at the end here. Or maybe just a... No, looks like we've got a road tunnel at the end there. Yes. So we'll head over here. And pop into here. So this looks like the BGA. Yes, gas. Some nice big silage clamps. A sell point for something. Bales. This is the bale sell point here. Ah, yeah. In fact, well signposted. I love that on a map. Signposting what your sell point is. Absolutely brilliant. Sell point for silage over here. Pickup point for digestate at the back. And we've got one more sell point over at the front over here, which is... No, nothing on there. So I am right on the top of a sell point. But I would guess... German text. I don't know. It's not signposted in the... So having just gone, yes, brilliant. You've signposted sell point. I have no idea what this sell point is. So yeah, there is another sell point there. I cannot tell you what it is because it is not marked. In any way, it's not marked. And my only thought is it's on the other side, but I didn't see anywhere along here where... No. So yeah, there's another sell point there. No idea what that sell point is for. And no markings as to what it actually does. So that's again... This is what I was saying about it looks great. There's lots of bits. And that's the first functional one that I've come across. Yeah. We'll have to have a look in a minute when we go back to that. Actually, let's do that now. Let's have a quick look at what that sell point is supposed to be. So that's supposed to be the spinnery. So that's the sell point for the spinnery, but there's no markings as to exactly where you need to drop stuff off. So that I think, yeah, this is the slightly rough around the edges thing. That otherwise, you know, otherwise brilliant map. Just very rough around the edges in a few places. Let's head down and into the town and have a look at the kind of detail on here. Nice work on the road. I do like the road. It works well. Again, nice detail down here. Nothing obviously wrong or bad or anything. Looks good. Looks like we've got a couple of patches of other crop in the fields, which actually is not bad. That happens in real life. I think we have, what have we got down there? That is just the end of a cul-de-sac. We want to head up here a bit, and we've got another sell point and the shop just down here, down this road here, well hidden in this early morning. And so on our left, we've got our sell point, industrial park, and these are open, so these aren't time gated, either of these. These are just a case of you have to open them in order to get in there. So we'll open both of these at the same time, and Yeah, we've got a grain sell point here. So I think that's the whole thing with the wool sell point. I think that's just something that's been overlooked. Because we've got big signs for pretty much everything else. You know, signs telling us that that's a grain sell point. Signs telling us that was the bale sell point. So I think that's just something that's been missed off. We've also got the shop here. So this is when you purchase new equipment and vehicles and things. This is your purchase point, or the point where they will spawn. So yeah, like that farm shop, feels like a good agricultural machinery shop. That, and then we come up here, and just down here we've got our yard where all of our equipment is. And this is the thing. This is how far away from our fields this is. There is a more direct road up the middle of the map, but yeah, your farm spawn point isn't this house either, even though this is where your truck is. That is up at the top yard. So it's a little bit of a weird one, this. Good yard, though. I'm liking the look of this. Does this door open? No, that door doesn't open. Oh, nice little sort of... I'm kind of glad I did this on foot to see that. Again, doors don't open and close, as we've seen on many recent maps. Like that. But, oh, I do like this barn area. This is a very nice area. I do wish these doors weren't all open all the time. But, ooh, this building seems a little bit low in the ground. Again, it's a minor thing, but all these minor things do add up a bit. I love this grain store. That grain store is absolutely fantastic. Oh, yeah, you have to duck to get in and out of there. It is this tad. It is just this little thing of it's a little bit rough around the edges. That's what this is. Because we've got things like the drain pipes are buried in the ground rather than actually coming out. Although, so the drain pipes are buried in the ground a bit, but I do like the fact that we've got the greenery and the mold, or the sort of the algae and the greenery and the moss and stuff growing where the water comes out. I do like that. So that's a perfect. Actually, that is a perfect analogy for this map. Fantastic level of detail. Just a little bit rough around the edges. Oh man, I don't want to be hard on this because this is a great map. This does look absolutely wonderful, but it does just have those rough bits. And this is a fantastic yard. I do like the design of this yard. Nice and tight. Real proper British yard, this one. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think there are some minor adjustments that you could take this that would just polish it. It's not that it has a huge number of issues and isn't a great map. It's that it just needs that very, very little bit of polish to finish it off, I think. Right, we are going to come back and go down that road in a minute. At the moment, I want to pop here and pop over the railway track. And it's like, you've got the castle in the distance. That just looks awesome as well. And the railway line, and what have we got up here? So we've got a sell point here, by the looks of things, yeah. So this looks like a grain sell point. Yeah, grain sell. Again, big sign saying grain sell point here at the pub. So it does have all of the... It's got some really nice features on here that absolutely tell you, you know, where bits and pieces that you should be doing. It is just that roughness, that ever so slight bit of polish that's missing from the overall shine. We have our animal market here, so we've got livestock auctioneers, Which way is this going to open? It's going to open towards me. Missed the front of the landy. That's good news. Let's head over here then. And I'm guessing our purchase point for livestock is here. So if we come over here, yeah, and we can select where we want them delivered to. So yes, that is the purchase point. Again, nicely marked out, good livestock yard. I like the look of that a lot. Absolutely brilliant. So let's take this and head out and head up. And over here, because we have one more sell point. Now, there is an issue I found up here that I'm going to quickly go and try. But yeah, we've got Dorset Sawmill here. This is, so yeah, we've got a sawmill, which is great. We have log sell point there. I would guess. Now, here's the question. This is the log sell point. If I was to guess, I would say that over here, this is our wood chip sell point. But again, like the wool, we have no markings. The only reason I'm presuming this, and I haven't tested this, the only reason I'm presuming this is because that's the only pile of wood chips in this yard. There's nothing else to market there. Yeah, this is definitely the log sell point to me. And I will just check the map and we'll have a look at this. So over here, the sawmill. Yeah, it just says sawmill. It doesn't say. So there is nothing there to mark that as the wood chip sell point. But that would be my presumption. So again, that little bit of polish missing. That tiny little bit that just that would be an adjustment to make it absolutely great. Now, what I want to show you over here is I was able to drive down here earlier and drive through here. Yeah, and we have got that. These do appear all over the map. The old thin borders, but I can drive down here and off, and yeah. Now, I don't know if we've got the thin border here, but this is, yeah, look, that is not great. So again, it just kind of needs something to stop you doing this. Because there's no collision. As far as I can see, there's no collision on the end of this map. And this was on the edge of this map. This was just happened to be the bit that I found it at. But it's, yeah. That to me is not great. I would, wow. Yeah, I don't think I'm meant to be in this area of the map. I don't think this is supposed to happen. Again, it's that very small bit of polish is just missing. To stop you doing that, I would, you know, it just takes the edge off it. We're gonna head up this way, and actually, what I'm gonna do is I want to take a farm track. We're gonna go along the farm track here. And just go and have a look up this way. Oh. Quickly. Again, loving the detail of these farm tracks. These are complete opposite. These are brilliant. I love that this whole area here, you can only get to by driving along this farm track and going off-road. That is excellent. That is absolutely wonderful. I really, really love it. You know, you feel like you're on the farm rather than driving around main roads trying to get to places. Let me open this gate. I do wish more maps had this. Very much wish more maps had this. And then you can just drive around. But there is a good reason why I'm coming down here, because I want to get to field 66. And we're going to cut, we are going to do a little bit of cutting through hedges in a minute. Just to get us back onto track. But I wanted to head up to field 66 because there's something that's demonstrated. Again, the little bit of rough around the edges stuff. That I need to point out on this. And in fact, you can probably see that already. The top of field 66, inexplicably, we have these running through the middle of the map. Why these are still in the map, I don't know. But that is the old edge border. But this is not the border of the map. This is smack bang in the middle of the map. And you can't get through this. So you can't walk through it. It's very much the old map border has been left in the middle of the map. And again, it's that little bit of polish missing. I don't like that when it's at the edge of a map. To have it in the middle of the map is a really, really strange choice to me. Because it's somewhere where it is very, very visible. I'm going to cut through the hedges. Because otherwise we'll be driving along the same road we were driving along a minute ago. In fact, we'll cut through here and get back out on the entrance to this field. But I don't like that. That is something that would definitely put me off using those fields. Because it would just pull me straight out of the map. And that's probably my harshest criticism of this map is that bit. Because that is unnecessary. Especially on a map where there's so much other glorious and beautiful detail. I can stand up here now and I can still see it. Everywhere else has absolutely gorgeous detail. And that, again, just spoils it that very little bit. But just enough. Which saddens me because it is a fantastic map. There is the horse area. I think that might be the horse farm in there completely. Good to, and complete opposite to everything I've just been saying. Great horse farm. I love the detail in it. I love the fact that it's got the jumping arena, and it feels like that is one of the best horse farm setups I've seen in a farm sim map so far. It really is, and this is where it that's interesting that is so high. I think those must have been enlarged, but yeah, the training circle, the jumping arena, and then we've got the horse field here. Absolutely brilliant. In fact, I think the entrance to it is slightly further up on the road. Absolutely great. Really, really love it. Why? I find it frustrating on a map when I discover this. When I find a map that has where the map creator has obviously spent so much time and so much effort putting a massive amount of detail in, and yet we still get these rough edges. Yeah, this is entrance to the horse area and a good little stable, and I would guess again purchase point. Yep, there we go. And the horses are actually fenced in. No open gates for them to get out or anything like that. Very nice. I find myself feeling ridiculous saying that. Then here, I think this is the pig farm. This, again, looks... I quite like the look of this. Nice, interesting style of building to it. Former pig farmer obviously likes his caravans. And then, yeah, we've got the pig field up here. Nice set. Again, nice set of working gates. Everything's fenced in. Liking the design of this pig farm very, very much. That is a great yard. And this is thing. The yards on this farm, on these farms, on this map, I really like. I do really, really like them. They are cracking layouts. They work well. It is just it's just great yards. Great yard design. And I absolutely love it. Really, really do. And now we're back into these nice windy roads. So we've only got one main road. And I think I'd love that about this map as well. We've got one main road that runs across sort of the bottom third of the map. And then everywhere else is these really windy roads. Really feels like you're in the middle of the countryside. And yeah, just absolutely brilliant. A placeables area over here. So if you do come across that issue with start from scratch or farm manager, here is where you could build your farm if you wanted to do a start from scratch. And this seems to have a sheep field up the top here. Yeah, it does. It has a second sheep field up the top, up here. By the looks of things. Or at least there is a marker for it. Yeah, there we go. So there's no marker that you can actually purchase sheep here. But other than on the map. But yeah, there's a sheep field here. And it's interesting that the whole map border thing that you can see down here, that has been hidden to an extent as you drive through it at this corner. But you can then see it again as you drive out the other side. That is weird. I do not understand that. Because there's obviously been some thought into hiding it as you drive along the road, but not as to removing it along that field border, which is, yeah, very strange to me. And you can see it at the edge of the map up there now. So, yeah, the edge of the map on the older... So this is a massively extended version of Nayswell. It's very weird that the old map borders are still there and you can't get past them. But the new map borders at the south of the map, you're completely unable... you're completely able to drive off the edge of the map. Let's take that off and turn that off, and there we go. So yeah, all in all, that's pretty good. It looks beautiful for 95 to 99% of the map. There are these little niggles that I have. Let's have a quick look and see how much it costs to buy fields and cover that and what we start with. So we start with on new farmer fields 42, 41, 60, 61, 36 and 62. Most of those are grass. Yep, most of those are grass fields. And I don't think you have any other fields on the map from the looks of things. I can't see any other field on the map you own. So yeah, you start off with mostly grass fields and one arable field. Prices for purchasing stuff around the map is... So our biggest area looking at this, 17 and 18 is 715,000. That looks to be our most expensive area, just clicking around a bit. Yeah, 715,000 appears to be the most expensive area on the map. You can't buy the outside of the map, so that's good. Biogas plant, to own that is 740,000. Parts of field 38 and 39. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm liking it a lot. You can't buy the shop areas at all, so that actually I like. That is a good choice, and I do like that it's not just buying single fields as many maps go these days. You can actually, there are single field purchases to be had if you want them, but for the most part, yeah, you're buying multiple fields at once. And at decent prices. Cheapest field, 84,000 for 69 with the pigs, maybe? Yeah. 84,000 would seem to be... Oh no, 56,000. So yeah, that kind of confirms my whole idea. If you're doing start from scratch or farm manager, you want the placeable area. Buy the placeable area for 181, gives you some woodland as well, and then buy 73, 72 and the sheep field and do sheep. Absolutely perfect start from scratch setup there, because you won't have access to the well, you'll have access to the other yards, but you won't have any animals there. So that would be my best bet for that. I would guess you'll lose the sheep trigger on that field, so that will become another grass field, that sheep field. So that will be good for that. As for equipment you start with, let's have a look in our garage. Massey Ferguson 5613, a Fendt Favorite 511C, and a John Deere 6M. Highest horsepower is the John Deere on that, so 142 horsepower. A TX32 combine, so good for the smallness of your farm that you start with. A Lizard pickup, of course we added the Land Rover. A TDK 1600 trailer, a TX32 header, so that's a good trailer for the size of the combine. Yeah, combine is 5,600, and this holds 14,000, so that's good. You'll take more than 2 loads off the combine with that. Agromass POH5 plow, 140. So that requires a little bit more horsepower than our largest tractor. A Kuhn Colmer L300 cultivator, that doesn't. A Vadestad Spirit R300S seeder. A Kuhn Axis 40.2 EMCW spreader. A Garant VE8000 slurry spreader, a GMD 4411 mower, a Fanex, Vicon Fanex 604 tedder, a Pottinger Top 462 windrower. So good set of grass tools there. A Stoll front loader, the FZ30, a fork with grapple, and a universal bucket. Yeah, that's a good setup for those. TX32 header trailer and 2 Agco weights. No baler, no forage wagon. There is no way. There's no way of getting grass off your field. It's again. I would love to have seen a forage wagon or a baler, because yeah. Even just a forage wagon, if you don't want to give farmers a baler straight off, a forage wagon is not an expensive piece of kit to start people with. Otherwise, with that much grassland and obviously setting people up to do cows, yeah, a forage wagon and a water tank, I think, are the 2 things that are missing from this setup. Otherwise, yeah, decent setup. Very much so. Yeah. So again, the vehicles just cover off that little bit of polish missing. So that would probably be my conclusion on this map. It is a really gorgeous map. It looks beautiful. From historically, it will play beautifully. It has a few bits of polish that I think I would like to see. Just to take it from a great map to an amazing map, I think, and that pretty much sums up my thoughts. I would still recommend this map. I think it's a cracking map. Go download it, go play it, go give it a great rating on the Mod Hub, because I think it deserves it. I would like to see an update that fixes a few of the issues that it has. I know some people were having an issue with a texture on one of the fields as well. So I would like to see the small issues that this map has fixed. But I think it's still a highly playable map. I still think there's a lot of fun to be having. And I think, especially if you start it in New Farmer, you will have a lot of fun with this. So there we go. It is available on the Mod Hub for PC, Mac, PS4 and Xbox One, it is Purbeck Valley Farm by Tommx55. I hope you enjoy playing it. I'm going to leave this here, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this first look. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.